right, because, you put Jimmy in a fucking wheelchair, bruh. But at least you didn't set the school on fire.
That is one thing you did not do. And for that, you can thank Jay Hogarth.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of Season 4 of Your Mom's Podcast, the only podcast worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Avis.
I'm Caroline.
And today we are discussing Degrassi Season 4, Episode 19, Moonlight Desires. Roses are red. Spinner has a dumb plan. Marco catches Dylan in bed with another man. After
I love
working,
your little. I have my patented Caroline sigh, and you have your patented. I didn't read the script before we got into recording, and the poem cracked me up giggle. Like, I love it. I love your little giggle after the poems.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it fresh for you. I'm gonna keep it.
I know.
genuine.
I love it. I love it. Please don't ever prepare for an episode by reading the script. Unless for some reason I tell you to. If I'm like, hey, I really need you to read the script before we go into
can
things,
you tap
please
in on
do.
this? But otherwise,
Otherwise, don't fucking look at it. I'm just gonna not share it with you till the end, until the last minute.
Right, just drop it on me. After working hard to organize a blood drive at Degrassi, Marco is crestfallen and offended when he is unable to donate blood because he's gay. Unfortunately, he won't be finding any comfort in Dylan's arms. Instead, he'll be finding Dylan in the arms of another man. Over in the B-plot, Spinner comes up with a plan so unbelievably fucking stupid that Agent of Chaos Jay Hogarth feels compelled to say, hey man, that's a little too far. But like, can we talk about how you fucked up when Jay is like...
No. Okay, yes, but also no, because that's the thing. I mean, I guess, though, he didn't say, hey, let's not steal your ex-girlfriend's dad's cancer laptop.
No, he's like, that bars.
He needed a catalytic converter or something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm perfectly okay with grand larceny. This, however,
arson.
Like, it's bonfire night.
Bro.
Like, just checking in. Just check. Are you okay?
No.
This seems a little bit of an overreaction. Just a bit.
Oh, Spinner.
Spinner's in his cycle of emotion, of his processing of his grief, How many cycles through grief are there?
7. But it's stages, and it's also, I don't know,
yes.
Anybody who's experienced grief will tell you that, like, it sounds all nice and clean, right? The 7 stages of grief, and you go through them and then you're done. But nobody tells you that, like, it's not a linear thing. It's like a tangled ball of yarn where you're going to feel, the doubt and the bargaining and the anger, and then you think finally you'll make it to acceptance and that's going to be okay. But no, acceptance is like the hardest stage. And then sometimes you start the whole cycle over again. It's great. Right. It's great.
It's just
and Spinner
fabulous.
Is grieving. He misses his friends.
His old life, really. Like,
that
his
scene
whole
with him sitting and
life,
looking at the yearbook is like really sad.
It is, because he's actually, like, he is all up and through it because he was, like, next to Jimmy, the most popular boy in his grade.
Right?
Like, not many people can say that.
I'm not sure that that's even true. Because
at least
only see these kids interact with these kids.
You have like a headcanon that like these kids are actually losers.
The Degrassi outcasts.
These are but like obviously
that's why they only talk to the same 6 people.
That's like what Victorious, like the show that I watched way too long because of the actors are my age though, so I don't feel bad. We are all the same age, but they
Look,
were
we all have our
watching this. They were on this show for way too long. But okay, so they poke fun. They do a lot of fourth wall jokes, but they're like, look at these people in the background reacting. Like they don't even they even have names? Can they even talk? Like, like it's very like every teen drama, just having this core group of friends that we're only supposed to care about these people.
Right.
And even in Degrassi, where they're having like an ensemble vibe, it is only like 6 folks.
It's more than 6, but it's like 12 though. Just like,
well, across one grade,
yeah,
it's 6.
So my headcanon is that these kids are not cool at all.
Yeah, you're like, these are some fucking stankers, and we just are forced
Marco
to...
somehow became president, but...
Everybody knows who these kids are, but no one cares.
Nobody actually likes them.
It's like, you think everybody likes you when actually everybody hates you. Maybe
Plot
they're
twist,
the little
Heather
bitches.
Sinclair is really pretty and nice.
I would love that because of the way that Paige is constantly hating on her. And like,
her granny panties, her sock hop birthday,
her bargain basement nose job. Yeah, no. I mean, so for me, it's a sad episode, but like I think that this is one of the episodes that is like the building blocks to his arc being like so strong.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely like, he's in the anger stage and he gets through it with the help of Jay. And I kind of love when Jay's like, as your stand-in friend, listen to me when I tell you, like, this is a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, he knows his place in Spinner's life. He's like, you are literally only hanging out with me because you have no one else to hang out with. Right. And that's fine. However, like you will fuck your life up more than it's already fucked up if you do this.
Exactly. Do you think he cares about that? Or do you think that he's just like, I don't want to go to jail for arson?
I think it's probably more than he does. I mean,
but he could just leave. Because then isn't Jay the one that's like, let's clean this shit up, man?
I know because they stack up the chairs in front of the door. Mm-hmm. I think he does say that once he talks him
one
down.
Of them says it, but I think it's Jay. Like, I don't know.
I think it is Jay.
Jay is like this like mythical trickster character. I feel like I'm not convinced that Jay Hogarth is real at all.
He is just several feathers in a trench coat.
Exactly.
I have the issue with him being the voice of reason when things get too... It's like, this is too... I want to know his bar. To have like an inner monologue of Jay would be fun for me because I want to know what he truly feels about Spinner.
Right.
I want to know if he's just having a good time. He's just seeing where Spinner's going to go.
Stay buddies.
They do.
He officiates his fucking wedding.
Right. So it's like, when does it become genuine friendship for Jay?
Right.
Like, when is it not,
right now.
This moment when Jay's like, hey man, do not burn up the school. You know, that probably won't help you get back in.
Right.
I know you have like a hate campaign against Hatsilakos, but I love her attitude toward him in this episode. She's just like,
I don't care that you want to get a high school diploma.
She's like, a boy died. Like, a boy died. Fuck you. Like, go write your exams in the parking lot.
It's in my notes that, like, I like that little nod to, like, the fact that Rick is dead. And, like, yes, Rick brought a gun to school. Rick was also a kid who was going through a bunch of shit, largely at Spinner's hands. And then Spinner and Jay's dumbasses got Jimmy shot.
Right.
And, like, I don't really think they had it. Like, you can't really blame them for Emma. That is its own different thing.
That's a conversation that we cannot, well, we shouldn't lump in this one. But no, I think that
you should also quit your job.
I think
and just write Degrassi Diaries for Jay, and then also Hazel fan fiction.
You're like, the wind, like, what will pay my mortgage? The wind beneath my wings. Literally.
Can we get some, like, Hazel, Fariza, enemies to lovers?
You keep asking me for these things that I want to do.
Just quit your job.
Who's doing them? Who's doing them? Which Avis? Which dimension of Avis?
The one that quits her job and just
believes my way
dream.
to a mortgage payment. I cannot, Caroline. No.
Avis, it'll be fine.
I've never had starving artist in me. Ask my mom. I've been saying that since I was like 6.
Okay, well, you can have.
I want to be the artist part, not the
money
starving
that comes
part.
in on the Patreon every month. So, guys, if you want this to happen, subscribe to the Patreon, because Avis can't live on $45 a month.
I cannot. I need like 10 times that to accomplish.
So we need like 80 new Patreon people. And then you heard it here first, guys. If 80 people sign up for our paid Patreon tiers, Avis will quit her job and devote her life to writing J. Hogarth fanfiction and Hazel fanfiction, including a Hazel Fariza enemies to lovers storyline. So get it done.
I don't, in all conscience, know that that's the amount of money that will require.
Yeah, no, it's only
However,
like $450 a month.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure that it's, the dream is.
Don't discourage it, because we could do a lot with $450 a month.
I mean, totally.
Y'all, the giveaways would get way better, and like.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously encourage your friends and yokes to join.
So that Avis can quit her job and write fan fiction.
The desire, one thing you must know about me is stability I love. So we would need like a lot of you before I'm going anywhere near that resignation desk. I just saying. But the love is there, thank you. And the fan fiction juice is also not there. But I mean, maybe if I don't have a job, it'll come. But Mrs. H in this episode just has a lot of issues with Spinner bothering her.
And Marco.
My favorite thing is her attitude towards the camera crew. She is like, listen, get this fucking camera and this mic out of my face.
And we'll get there. Because I do have some thoughts on that.
That's a whole nother juggernaut.
Jay rolling like a spy out of that fucking cabinet.
He's probably been waiting too long to do that.
It was everything. Everything.
Yeah. I always like the way they like their dynamic duo. Like, I think that they are better like buddies than Sean and Jay. I think they make a bit more sense for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I know that was like, we were supposed to think that like, obviously they make sense at the time, but they like, Jay has kind of slowly wormed his way into a different crowd. And now their relationship makes more sense to me.
Yeah. Well, especially because, like, I don't know. Sean, it's a different dynamic, right? Because Sean is, like, a sweet boy from, like, a rough home who I feel like Sean is kind of forced to play the bad kid role. Mm-hmm. Whereas Spinner's always been a shithead. Since we have known Spinner is a shithead. Whereas Sean is a kid who is sensitive and who is struggling and scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, two very different guys, two very different journeys, but
And Jay, I love him, but he's a shithead.
yeah.
Sean deserves better.
Yeah.
I also love Jay stealing Spinner's bike. Like, he's so bored that he's stealing bikes. Like, he doesn't have his souped up Honda Civic.
Yeah. Right, because I don't think he doesn't know that that's Spinner's bike.
No, he's just stealing bikes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that that's the kind of stuff he goes to for a pastime, but like I guess he's had to graduate from like robbing vending machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean this B plot, I feel like it's important for
It's a B plot I like a lot. I think it's a real turning point for Spinner. I think it's kind
accepting responsibility, because I don't think that he truly gets like that he played a role that has to like have consequences.
Right.
And I think he's like Mrs. H was finally able to be like, your bullying did this. Like indirectly. I like that, like an indirect result of your bullying. Like she was very clear, and I think that he is able to like really confront himself and like stop being so mad at everybody else and start being mad at himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's blaming literally everyone but Spinner. And then blaming Spinner and realizes that it's not going to be a quick fix for this. Like he can't just undo it.
Right.
Like, right. No, you
have
can't.
To go to summer school, and you have to like consistently work at being a better person, and knowing that like nobody owes you shit. You fucked up. You want your friends back. That doesn't mean you get them back.
Right.
No, it's weird. Like, I don't have a lot to say about this B plot, but I really like this B plot. One of the things that I really like is I feel like it's definitely like the first time that we really see like some humanity from Jay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, you know, Jay's like, no, let's not fuck shit up more. Like, if you want these things back, setting Degrassi on fire is not the way.
Not gonna. Yeah, he's like, you know,
you're not Marco. You can't just get away with that.
You cannot set the school aflame and think you're gonna come back from it. No, yeah, he's like, this is too far, and like, I understand that you're pissed off. I understand you're upset and you want shit to go back the way it was, but like, this is too far,
right?
And that is like, I feel like Jay obviously he does a lot more. I think enough shit going forward, but I mean his worst shit is kind of behind him.
His worst shit's kind of behind him.
He kind of goes on like a little bit of a redemption arc as well. I mean his kind of like gets picked up and put down, but like this is the first time we've really seen him be a friend.
Right. He's kind of like, I feel like in season 5, he's just kind of there.
Yes.
You know, he is just like, kind of there. Alex is dating Paige. Jay and Alex are like, okay, enough again. He's got his girlfriend.
Yeah, and he comes in and out. Like, he does a lot of support, like, brings in a lot of bullshit.
There. But he's not really making problems other than like...
He's like the portal to chaos instead of the...
Right.
You know, the agent of chaos. Because he's not actively stoking any fires. He's just he's introduced.
Get a job at the strip club. He's just kind of
he's just like
girlfriend.
Right. He's He's just like the plot device portal. You know, sounds a little cooler when you say portal, but he's really just the means to which storylines happen, and he doesn't even really get directly utilized in them.
And like do I like him in season 5? I mean, we'll see when we get there. I don't think so.
Yeah, right. We gotta go beat by beat, but I don't.
His worst shit's behind him. He's already spread
his worst
gonorrhea,
shit is pretty behind him. He's already helped shoot Jimmy.
And killed Rick.
Yeah.
And now he's just kind of gonna be an asshole sometimes. Like, he's not even really that homophobic. He's a good friend. I guess he like tries to get Darcy to fuck Spinner.
does, but that's still not terrible. Darcy and Spinner actually, for some reason, are a thing for enough of time that I never liked their relationship. I never liked most of the relationships they put Spinner in during this time, but probably one of the biggest is Darcy. I don't like it, but yeah, a lot of his greaseballery is down the road, so he's gonna be neutral for a while. That's what the gift they give him. They give him the gift of being neutral.
I feel like that's why I don't hate Spemma, because I don't think that Spinner and Paige doesn't make sense long term. Spinner and Manny was barely a thing. Spinner and Darcy sucks. Spinner and Jane, I don't like.
I don't like.
Let him marry Emma. It's fine.
Yeah. And to briefly say why, I feel like everybody knows, I think I might have said it before, but I don't like Jane and Spinner because she lied to him in a, it's already deceitful to cheat on somebody, but then you lie about, and you make him feel crazy. All of that is quite traumatic for him.
Well, and I'm sorry, getting matching tattoos with somebody when you know that you're carrying that kind of secret,
right, is just
fucked, because I should know
a different, right,
before I put a symbol of our relationship permanently several layers of skin deep on my body. I should be informed about what that relationship means.
Give me all the details. I need to know everything. Don't skimp. But
at the end of the day, Spinner's best girlfriend is Jay.
That is the strongest relationship either of them have ever had.
To date, yeah.
I mean, because I honestly, even Jay and Manny don't tell each other everything and aren't honest with each other.
And they get there. They get there.
But I think
I'm a Janny shipper.
I love them, but they got every fucking relationship in the show has issues, but they are one of the less problematic couples in the show. I think that they do a good job in trying to be better for each other and everything. But yeah, no, I like Jay and Spinner together as a friend group. I think they're doing well by each other as the outcasts, No,
I think so too.
And it's part of Spinner realizing is that this shit is not going to happen overnight. Something that you didn't even think about and you did in 2 seconds you're gonna be paying for a
forever. While. Not forever though, because you and Jimmy are gonna open a t-shirt company.
But for long enough that it's gonna affect your life. You're not gonna get your friends back overnight. You're not gonna get back into school overnight. These things are gonna take time and effort and consistency. And I think that that's why his character becomes such a favorite, is because he's got to be so diligent about the things that he wants. He can't just poof and oh, he's got his friends back. He actually has to work for it and be around enough that people don't hate him anymore, and that just comes with time. They have to get less mad at him,
right?
And it takes a while.
Right, because you put Jimmy in a fucking wheelchair, bruh.
Right, they have to. It takes a long time,
but at least you didn't set the school on fire.
That is one thing you did not do. And for that, you can thank Jay Hogarth. But I mean, I guess speaking of not telling someone all the details about the relationship that they're fucking in.
Into the A-plot.
Speaking of that bullshit.
That was such a cute little segue there. You were a news anchor or something.
Speaking of, tonight at 10, we have some cheating afoot.
What is it with I guess this is just the week of non-ethical non-monogamy for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Marco can't donate blood because of this bullshit policy.
I was wondering if this is realistic for 2004.
Yes, it's only pretty recently that the laws have changed. And like
wow.
it went from, hold on, let's see. For Canada specifically is what we want to see.
Oh, wow. And only in September 2022, Canadian Blood Services removed sexual orientation-based questions. If the donor answers yes to anal sex, they must wait 3 months before donating.
Yeah, so you have to abstain from sex or from anal sex for 3 months. I think it's regardless of like your gender, though.
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's cool at least. And I don't know enough about the science to know whether or not there's increased risk with anal sex, but it also wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2004, they were just like, no gays, no blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so it looks like this whole thing was like as a result of a Canadian blood system crisis in the 80s that reinforced like a lifetime blood donation ban for gay men in 92 in Canada. So they had that shit until 2021. So it's not then they removed all the gender-based like questions, sexuality questions from the questionnaire, but like damn.
Mm-hmm.
That is just some rude education.
I get though too though, like I get Marco's got every right to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. What this episode highlights for me is that Caitlin is not a good journalist. Because one, Caitlin should already know going into covering this blood drive. Like, she should not be surprised.
She should have done her research. Yeah.
Caitlin should know that this nurse is not the person to talk to about fucking policy.
Yeah, she's not a right.
Like, this isn't even a, like, Red Cross or whatever organization policy. This is law.
This is literally So it's more negligent on her part because she doesn't know someone who, as she put it, went to Africa to educate about, which is so weird bullshit. She's like, of course I care. I went to Africa. Right in the source.
It's giving. I don't know that Africa is multiple countries.
That's exactly what it's giving.
I know. and here's the thing: is if you are going to multiple countries in Africa in one trip,
why wouldn't she?
Like, I don't think it's I don't think it's unreasonable to say like, yes, I spent a summer traveling through Africa or whatever.
Oh, but you think she went to Kenya and called it a day, or Sierra Leone and called it a day?
Through Europe.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not
you
saying,
had to
like,
have
I think that she probably did go multiple places. I also just hate Caitlin. But also, like, you went to Thailand too, Sawadika.
I don't like the way she says it, and I think that
there's something about it that didn't sit well with me.
It didn't sit well with me.
Super white girl goes to Africa.
Yeah,
that was my favorite Tumblr.
It feels like, girl, like, you don't need to, like, that should not be the first to second thing you say about the topic. But like, why are you?
Here's the thing: is like, it is relevant. She was doing like journalism about HIV, like. But there was a way to say it that was better.
There was a way to say it that wasn't that. But like,
of course, I care. I just came back from traveling through Africa and Asia to cover,
educate,
whatever.
Educate the communities about this disease. Like, she walks into this blood drive, like, not even thinking about the fact that there could be some students that are denied the right to donate blood because of this law.
Right, like, you, especially, like, that Marco is gay.
Yeah.
You should know that Marco is not going to be able to donate blood because of that. But
she's just like, do. Just here to get a couple sound bites about Marco and his presidency, turning it around in the face of,
like, Caitlin does such fluffy violence. Journalism that we see.
Right, like, it doesn't like, that's your angle, when like we literally deduced what a better angle would most likely be. If she had just done a small amount of research.
Caitlyn sucks.
She does.
She's not prepared. She is not prepared.
She's in for the puff pieces and she wants to go to lunch.
Like, that would
she
be
was
like
relieved
me
when they cut
coming
that shit.
into this episode not knowing that Marco is gay.
Like, oh, Marco's gay? That's why he can't donate blood? Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I feel like it's a kind of a waste of Caitlyn's character. They could have just had some random.
Caitlyn is a waste of Caitlyn's character.
Caitlyn is a waste of Caitlyn's character, but it's like they brought her in just to like, to what? Remind us that she went to Africa?
No, well,
it was
no,
about
because
AIDS?
she's supposed to be back. She moved back. It's so stupid too, right? Because
they keep trying to make her happen. I don't
always
care.
feel like the Kevin Smith episodes are later than they are.
I feel like they're always later than they are
like,
too.
I don't
feel like they're in the middle of season 5.
Further away to me than they are from like the shooting. Like, Caitlyn has just moved back to Toronto. She's just bought Joey's house. She's all in, whatever. And then like 6 episodes later, she's like, let me just like play tonsil hockey with Kevin Smith, which, like, I get it.
Let me just tank my whole life for Kevin Smith, which is a choice. No, I always remembered it happening farther apart too. So
but Caitlyn's here doing bad journalism.
That's what it is. They want us to remember that she's here, and I don't care that she's here. That's the thing.
The star of the A-plot is fucking VP Nunez in her fucking Panther outfit. She's so fucking adorable in this episode, like, throughout. When she's got the Panther head on and she's dancing around chanting 4 more years. And then when she's got the full costume on and she's, like, tackling Marco, like, I like this,
they're friends. She's the joiner type. It's very cute. I like the little group assembled of Marcos that like the crew. I like the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Ellie's there. She actually fits in with this group of people, and I don't mind her presence.
I mean, that's generous of you.
It is. This episode, I liked Ellie. I liked the things that she had to say. I feel like Craig is like chiming in with all like the typical Craig douche answers, and she's like got the witty comebacks. Like, she's literally like, this is a person thing. Like, cheating is not, like, obviously we'll get there, but like some of the things that she says is just very, Ellie,
I don't like her like snidiness about monogamy, but then I have to remember that like it was a different time.
Yes.
They're teenagers, and I don't think that teenagers are emotionally mature enough for polyamory.
I mean, the teens are doing things, but I think that for
also,
teens, most likely monogamy is the way.
Also, Dylan is not doing monogamy the right way.
Dylan is not, and he's not doing polyamory the right way. Yeah, I think obviously we know the blood drive thing intersects, but one thing that Marco does say at the blood drive when the nurse pulls him aside is like, or after the nurse pulls him aside and tells him, you answered yes to this question, he's like, oh, I've only been with Dylan, and Dylan's only been with me. And it's like, that's not true, honey bun.
Right.
It's just not. And not even before, not even like during your relationship. Prior to, I know Dylan was not a virgin.
Mm-mm.
If that's what he told you, he lied. I don't think he told Marco that. I think Marco assumed that.
Yeah.
Or hoped.
Or hoped
that he was his first.
I hate Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to have an open relationship, like, I don't have a problem with open relationships or polyamory or like whatever you want, ethical non-monogamy, whatever.
Nor do I. No.
A key part of that is informed consent. If you want to make out with this guy, Eric, in your bed, the time to do that is after you've had that discussion with Marco.
Right. Not, oh, Marco. Because he wouldn't have, he's been doing these things. He's been having these little flirtations, these little encounters, whatever. And this is just the first one Marco found out about.
Right.
Like, and then he does it, and he like explains it to him in such a patronizing way, like,
it's
oh
so
honey,
patronizing.
there are so many like interesting people. Just try, like, remove the like floweriness from it and just admit. Right, but just admit you want to get your dick wet, please. That's all. You're making it seem like it's all about person, and like maybe a little bit it is, but ultimately you just want to fuck.
Right.
You're not like on dates with people and trying to like
there's interesting people here and I want to spend time with them.
Like what was interesting about him? The inside of his mouth? Do you know whether his tonsils were removed? You tell me that man's birthday. You tell me any of the classes that man's taken.
What's his favorite food?
You tell me that man's name. No, I'm joking. No.
Evan? No. Ethan? No, it's bullshit. And yeah, like, it's very manipulative, this whole, like, and it's so sad, like, when Marco's flirting with that guy, and, like,
I know, I hate that moment.
He thinks it's gonna make Dylan jealous, and then he looks over, and
then Dylan is like, yeah, he makes that, I think I said this back when, like, Marco first came out, and he was, like, saying, you know, like, I think right after the gay bashing, and he tells Spinner, like, even people, like, strangers know Spin, and then we had that conversation about how Marco is just naturally flamboyant, like, he's got natural femininity that Dylan does not have. So when Dylan snaps into that whole, like, queen thing, like, I don't like it. Like, I know that maybe that's not my place to be like, that's in poor taste, but it gives me it's weird.
Well, I don't, because there is he pulls it out. Somebody who is flamboyant because they are flamboyant, and somebody who's flamboyant because they're like Dylan is not any less gay because he's not flamboyant,
right? But
him being flamboyant is like him feeding into and making fun of a stereotype. I don't like it.
I don't like it, and when he's choosing to pull it out, like the moment you said when Marco looks over and he sees him, he's like playing with the like straw in his drink and like shrugging his shoulders, like, ooh, like, you know, you're into him, like, if you know, like, it's weird.
Yeah.
When he chooses to do it. Like they're friends. That's what it's like. Like they're friends, and it's like, go get him, Tiger. Or like, ooh, look at you, and snagged a cute one. Like, he's your boyfriend, and he's not okay with it. He just found out what that was yesterday. Okay? Right. He did not know you could open up a relationship. And he did not know there was you could do that.
He's just trying to keep you.
He does, right, and he does not want to. He's just trying to keep you.
I fucking hate Dylan, and like, I hate, like, it is totally fine if you are not a monogamous person,
right?
But if you are going to be a non-monogamous person in a relationship with a monogamous person, you have to be okay with being monogamous,
and not guilt somebody into it. Like, I did have a relationship like that, where I hadn't even been with this girl for that long, and she wanted to open the relationship, and I'm not, like we just said, I'm not opposed to it. I don't think that it's something that I wouldn't be okay with, but I have to have a really, like, established relationship first with someone, because I have to feel like, you know, what we are is good. Like, then we can introduce people. Then we can, you know, like, I can't feel like this is just like, I don't know, our communication style is still evolving, and then we're bringing somebody else into it, and like, we're still understanding how to fight with each other, and all of these things that make a relationship, like learning someone, I think, is important before you bring someone else into it. And that's just how I would approach it.
Yeah.
I think it's weird when it's just like,
is necessary.
And enthusiastic consent is necessary, because I think, especially with ethical non-monogamy, when you're like, oh, I'm not sure, when one person is more like, yay, I'm gung-ho, and the other person is just like, okay, I'm doing this for my partner, but I have a reservation.
Apprehensively, Like, you certainly can, but if in order for that to work, you have to be honest about your apprehensions. And like, I think this tone needs to be set that you're calling the shots.
Right, it's about what you're comfortable with.
And you can say, no, I'm not okay with this at any point.
And
then it stops.
Because that's what I feel like that's really where you're gonna get the, like, you need to know that what you need in the relationship is still being respected.
Right.
Like, my boundaries are still being respected, and like, apprehension is fine, but like, I don't think that you should ever go into a situation like that without fully knowing that you would be okay with the concept.
I think that,
because like, even the concept, if like you can't wrap your head around
okay
your partner being with someone else, like, because some people just can't do that. Like, I can, like, in theory, sure, I would be okay with it, but in practice, absolutely, probably fucking not. But I would have to really be in that situation before I would be like, no. And I think both S and I have said that, like, we're not opposed to it, but we're also not pressed for it.
Right.
And it's not something that we're pursuing. And if we were in the situation, we would make that, we talked about it at length. But like, there's just such a lack of, like, I am not okay with this concept. Marco is if Marco, and if they had a little bit of talk about it and Marco was like, I'm not feeling it, but they had a conversation and the door was opened, like,
well, and also maybe Marco would feel different about it if you had talked to him about it first. And probably
I think he would have. I think he would have felt like less betrayed.
Well, certainly,
and less like he didn't have an
pressure.
Option. Right. Like, he didn't have an option because it was really like, hey, this is what we're doing.
Right. I'm already doing it. You can either be on board or not. And props to Marco for having a fucking backbone, because I don't think that that's something that Marco really is known for. But he does. He's like, no,
he's like, then you will do this without me. And right.
Yeah, you can do this. You do what you need to do. Your freedom's important to you. But like, you have it. And I'm not going to be party to this. And like, I respect that. I also I feel like Craig is a really solid friend.
Oh yeah, Craig holds it down.
Boyfriend, but Craig is a damn good friend.
Craig knows how to be a good, I feel like he and Marco, like, Marco has a couple good relationships, friendships,
well,
but
he and Marco, he and Jimmy.
Yes, he and Spinner. I like the dynamic of, like, he's going to the party with Marco.
Right.
And he's there to, like, be by his side. And of course he, like, you know, Craig gets into his slight shenanigans where he might want to, like, deal with this girl at the party, but he's like, no, I'm gonna stick by my friend, and you need me to duck out with you, I'm gonna duck out with you. Like, I appreciate the moral support that Craig is giving.
Yeah.
But then also Dylan sucks, because I wish that what I wish happened, because there, you know, there's a bunch of lore behind the kiss, the Marco Craig kiss.
Yeah, we can't not talk about the iconic stairwell kiss.
The stairwell kiss, but the lore is that Craig's character was supposed to be bi.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yes, Craig's character was originally written to be bi. For, like, there was going to be a relationship with Marco. But then they decided to go in a different direction and kind of scrap that aspect of his character.
Lame.
And I wish every day that they had kept that. I hate when he's like, oh, it's just Craig. Like, what do you mean it's just Craig? Craig is hot. He's hotter than you. Number one. Number two.
That far. And I say that as a reforming Craig girly.
I think that Jake Epstein is hotter than the actor that plays Dylan, yeah, thank you. I think so. I'm not a blonde dude guy or person though.
On one hand, I wish that they had gone there. On the other hand, I don't know.
Their friendship is so
it's
good.
not even that. It's that I don't know that I trust the Degrassi writers to have handled
with
it well.
it
would have been so much biphobic bullshit.
It would have been.
It would have been. It would have been.
That's fair. I guess it's just Craig. Like, Craig has the potential to take your man.
Right. And Craig is almost a good enough friend that he would have like grabbed you and kissed you the second he saw Dylan come out and been like, yeah, no, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, right.
Even if he wasn't bisexual, like it could have just been like, I don't think it would have been out of character.
No.
Craig's a really good friend. He's a horrible boyfriend. He's not a great stepson.
He's a great brother and he's a great friend.
Great brothers, I feel like we up their sister's dad in front of him.
Yeah, he lost a couple brother points with the beating of Joey's ass right in front of her. But yes, I think he still is in the high ratings because Degrassi siblings
fucking suck.
But I just find it Katie very Matlin. Except for Katie Matlin, who came back through all of it. I just find that Dylan was always going to be a disappointment.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's finally over.
For now.
Jinx, you owe me a fucking soda the next time we have to talk about this dumbass shit. Yeah, I'm over these people. At least they kind of take a break for a bit. I don't like this relationship. I never do. It's always, how much can I kick Marco's ass? How much can I let him be my punching bag?
Right.
Like, and then Marco is just like, he's hot. It's fine. Which, relatable.
And it's like, this season we've seen Dylan force Marco out of the closet. And
just in one season. In the course of one season.
And now he's going to go to Africa with Caitlin and come back with Sean Paul.
Right, can we talk about that dumbass plan to like take credits over the summer so that he can graduate early so that he can go to college with Dylan?
Well, yeah, because he's got to get to college before Dylan
bangs his way through the freshman class.
People are super interesting, so I need their cocks in me.
I need all the cocking.
I mean, and whatever, it's college. Like, be a slut,
but be a truthful slut.
Not when you have a little monogamous boyfriend back at high school.
Like, if you talk to him,
or like
he would probably still say no, but at least you're not a piece of shit.
Dylan would have benefited from being on a team with Chad Danforth, who famously said in the brilliant classic film High School Musical 3 senior year, everybody knows you don't take the girl to college.
Oh man, that sucks. I mean, I guess that is a true. I found.
Now I'm picturing Dylan dancing through Degrassi, singing "Scream."
They really wanted Degrassi to be a musical so bad, and the couple like musicals that have been made in universe suck. I could take that.
I wish we got a musical episode.
I think that's no, we haven't gotten a bunch of things, but like out of all the episodes, we never got like an actual musical episode.
Is that we covered?
I feel like it. I don't have like let me double check my notes because I feel like the biggest things, the gripes that I had, I've already kind of talked about them. Mike's bitch ass. Can I talk about how I've never liked how he said Marco?
Oh my god, seriously.
Fuck that guy.
It's giving Sully telling Manny that Manuela's exotic.
Yes, it is, Caroline. It fucking is. And
it would be different if Marco pronounced it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
To then be like, if Marco was I'm Marco, to then be like, let me go clean up for you really quickly, Marco. Right. But it's
I'd
not
be like
how that
so
goes.
disappointed in Marco. However, that's your choice.
Well, but no, it would have been his parents' choice. But like,
so you're saying if his parents grew up making him pronounce it,
yeah, if his
Marco,
parents, I guess his
making
parents
him roll
do
the
kind
R,
of pronounce it like
they
that.
do, yeah, Marco.
But
why are you doing this? So sorry.
But no, it is. Mike is definitely.
Guys, that's gotta be a fake accent. I hope that. I'm pretty sure that actor. Yeah, that's gotta be a fake ass fucking accent. So that's like semi not offensive. Please don't come for me with pitchforks. But one of the accents I try to do in my brain is his Marco. that one sounded more like Mario.
Yeah, it's me, Marco.
Marco.
Okay, we're getting slap happy. We're getting slap happy. Mike sucks, yes, and is giving Mike Sully sucks. Saying that Manuela is more exotic. Oh, God.
Yes. And I have, right, it's like this all of the things you could have said. You could have also been quiet.
It's okay to say nothing sometimes.
It's okay to say nothing sometimes.
That's one of my favorite things to say to stupid people on the internet.
It's okay to say nothing sometimes. Yeah. I like that mine is similar. I think I just said, like, you could have also just been quiet. The exact same thing.
I also like to get evangelicals riled up enough that they swear at me. And then I like to say to them, wow, do you praise your Savior with that mouth? They don't like it.
Oh my. They're like, damn it. She beat me.
Okay, but let's go down to the corner.
One more thing.
No? Okay.
Oh, pineapple, sorry. One more thing before we slide to segments. There is it's probably not, I'm probably overthinking it, but in the background of the famous stairwell kiss, there is a poster that says very boldly, "School's Out." And that is the name, my friend, of the 1992 Degrassi classic film.
No, that's almost definitely, I bet, some kind of...
Right, like a little Easter egg.
Because Dylan's been fucking Tessa Campanelli, except it's Eric.
Except it's... Ooh! Yeah, that does fit. Sorry.
That was adorable.
It's like the berries and cream. I'm a little
ladler with berries and cream. I love you guys. You guys can't see it, but we're like unplanned having a little pajama party here. I'm wearing like a sleep shirt from Walmart that says alpaca my bags, and it has an alpaca on it. And then Avis is wearing a onesie because apparently it's not 1,000,000 degrees in her house.
It's not.
I'm so hot, dude. If this weren't a video call, I would be naked.
You'd be titties out.
I would be.
No, yeah. No, I had to. The heat was on up here. I had to open up a window because I always put on a onesie and then remember that, like, it's hot outside.
I thought about wearing my Appa onesie to work for Halloween, but I was like, no, I'll be so uncomfortable.
Dude, I swear all the kids were like stripping out of their Halloween costumes. So I just turn around and like little ghost faces now, like just a boy.
It used to be you needed that costume because it was cold.
Right, as shelter. But now it's like, nope, they're stripping it on, they're pulling it off. They're like, it's just, yeah, can't. Global warming, guys. But yes, on to the corner.
Down on the corner.
Done.
Is your fashion lacking this episode yet again?
Severely.
Okay.
Severely.
Let me open my photos and let's fucking do this. I've got like, hold on, let's see. I've got 4 and it was a stretch.
Well, you've got 2 more than I've got.
Okay. You want to go first then?
Yes, I think mine is like, it is Ellie. It is. What the fuck is Ellie? Are those
abomination
ribbons?
It's like,
is that a studded belt with ribbons tied in the grommet? Oh.
Almost. It's weird. She's got like leather or faux leather like strap around her chest with ribbons hanging from. It's so bad.
And then those like sleeves that, I mean, basically like leg warmers for your arms
with the
that she
built-in thumb
wears.
holes.
Another belt, because of course, and a spike collar necklace, and I just don't know why. I just don't know what we did to deserve this. I think these must be ribbons tied on.
So
but
my second one is Alex in her classic khakis and her white beater and the panther hat head dancing around.
You love that?
I love it. It's a good look. Yeah, look at how fucking cute she is.
She's adorable. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
My second one was, I don't know why it was so eye-catching, but Marco in the red like smock that he's wearing to work the blood drive.
Craig was wearing one too, so I think it's like required.
Yeah, it's like a uniform,
like,
but it's
looking as fuck. Like it looks like when you're playing like red versus yellow teams in gym and you throw on the pennies.
The pennies. Yes, exactly.
So I also have Spinner the first time he goes to see Hatzalakos. And of course the picture I got of him, he's making like this little sad boy face. I have to actually remember to share these to socials. But him like trying to like look like a good boy, I guess. But he's still wearing his little ball chain. And then I have Alex in the conversation about monogamy. And again, not a good picture, but she's wearing like, it's not keyhole. It's like a, not quite a polo, but it's like, it's got like, it's buttons. It's like a t-shirt. It's like a V-neck t-shirt that's got some buttons. She's got a white tank top underneath. She's got her sunglasses tucked into her shirt. And she's got her hair up in this cute little like messy high pony with her little bangs spread on both sides. She looks cute. She looks fucking cute. Alex is cute. And I felt like I needed to bring more to the table because that was a really sad fashion corner.
And I appreciate you buffing it on out because I was so bored.
I do what I can.
So bored.
I do. It was really boring fashion. Season 4 is really lackluster. Like, and it's not even giving lots of bad fashion. Like, we've had some, but it's mid at best.
Yeah, I would say definitely mid at best. It's like, I need more from you. Like, you can add more to the wardrobe, but as far as Shane has told us, they get all their wardrobe at the beginning of the season, and so they already know it's gonna be shitty.
I just feel like they could have done a little better.
Oh, totally. This was not it.
And now that we've fired shots at the wardrobe department for season 4,
right?
Would you like to go to shots fired?
The actual firing of the shots, of course.
Pew, 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 pew.
Shots fired.
My first one is, can I start since you started fashion?
Yeah, of course.
My first one is, if I'm still serving you 10 years from now, kill me.
Okay, so mine came right before that, and it's with Spike and Emma at the blood drive, and Spike is saying, this feels like breastfeeding but in reverse or something, and Emma's like, I think it's faster if you're quiet. And looks truly disturbed.
So my second one comes right after Spinner says, if I'm still serving you 10 years from now. Jay says, well, study hard, stay in school. Oh, wait, you got us expelled.
Yeah. I had Mrs. H. I know it's like so serious, but I feel like this is truly a shot fired. She's saying, what's not fair is that Rick Murray is dead as an indirect result of your bullying. She's pissed. I'm pissed with her.
The headshot right there.
Yeah.
Mine is my next one is Ellie to Craig. Oh, and how's Ash, Craig? Or are you back with Manny? It's hard to tell, especially when you secretly dated them at the same time.
I have Spinner saying, "So I'm stuck with you. Haven't I been punished enough?"
I only have one more, and it's when Spinner wants to burn the yearbooks, and Jay goes, "Look, I know math wasn't your strongest subject, but yearbooks plus fire equals school up in flames. And oh yeah, us in jail."
I have a couple more.
Okay.
I have Craig saying, "Hey, didn't I hear you clocked Amy for being equally trampy?"
That was a good one.
And Mrs. H pushing the camera and the mic out of the way, like, please and thank you. Jay saying, "Look, as your friend substitute, I'm telling you, this is not the way." Marco saying, "Tell me my head doesn't look that big." And I would almost put honorable mention for Craig saying, "It's your hair." It's your hair that's big. Because I feel like he was more in awe of the fact that he can get his hair that big.
It didn't fit as a shots fired, but since we didn't cover it, and I think we can't cover this episode without covering that line.
Yes, that's right.
I would just like to say, yes. So when in doubt, you kiss Craig.
You kiss Craig.
Okay, who shines for you?
Craig.
Craig.
Honestly,
Jay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Jay a shining star. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of Your Mom's podcast.
Not since Jay's no. He did he stopped Spinner from burning down the school and further ruining his life. And he just might have given him the motivation to put his life back together.
Yep.
Shining star. Good job.
The I don't agent know if with Spinner, chaos, as it turns out, has had a plan all along.
Has had a plan all That might be Jay. He's like, I just stumbled into this gig. But Jay, Craig, I
don't know that there's actually anybody else.
No, because everyone else is either neutral,
Alex,
or I feel like Alex, other than she tells him to go talk to Caitlin. Is that why?
And she's really cute and like supportive of Marco. and when Marco is like something, what she says her thing about like it's a straight thing too, like it's men.
Yes, yeah, my
shitty ex-boyfriend Jay Hogarth slept with everybody, including Emma Nelson, down by the ravine. I guess they didn't sleep together, but you know.
Yeah. We're not really having sex. We're not having real sex. We're getting real gonorrhea, Emma. I will allow her.
I'm going to give it to Alex. I'm going to give it to her. You don't have to agree, but I'm giving it to her. She's adorable this episode, and I like it.
I mean, somebody's got to fill in for the fact that we no longer just give Manny the shining star for existing.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, she didn't exist in
and she
episode.
did a little bit more than exist, though. No, I mean, on principle, like, if she did exist. Like,
yeah.
But no, Alex brightened up the episode. And I mean, bummer-wise.
Dylan.
Oh, Dylan's just the fucking worst. Spinner's terrible.
I can't call Marco a bummer, but I can't, like, he's not a shining star.
I think Marco has a journey. He doesn't bum me out. I think that he's got a lot going on in this episode that I can't be bummed out by him. I'm more just he's kind of devastated to, like, legitimately for me to be bummed out by him. Like, anybody would be, like, trying to save their relationship.
Fucking
you
shirt.
Know? Well, that shirt was just terrible, and she was laying low. You almost made it, you know? Take it off. That's a fashion violation. But yeah, no, I don't really.
I guess there's only one more question then.
Does it go there?
Does it go there?
No, not at all.
Which is weird, right? Because we've got discrimination, we've got infidelity, we've almost got arson. Like, what Spinner's going through right now is heavy, and it may be a prison of his own making, but it's shit nonetheless.
Yeah.
And like,
it's like the subject matter is heavy, but I think that we just have to like there are so many like the ante is up with this season. Like these
right,
things
this isn't
just
season
don't
1.
like I don't it's just not enough. It's not enough. Being like learning about a Canadian law enacted in 1992 and
Well,
just
we had that in America too, right, babe?
I did know we had that in America. I just didn't know. I assumed, yes, that
Canada was more progressive.
Yes,
You're like,
I
they
think
have
that
free
we all.
healthcare, so
I think that we all mistakenly assumed at one or another times in our lives that
Canada was like America,
the
but good.
but good, right? The better version, the improvement. But no, they've got bullshit too, and I don't. I think I just always was like, no, oh no, that must be Degrassi's way of making adversity in this world. But no, that's an actual thing.
No, it's an actual thing. But no, it's just like the subject matter is heavy hitting, but the episode is not that heavy. It's just not.
It really isn't.
And it might just be that we're fatigued.
Excuse me. I am fatigued. We are both fatigued. However, no. I think if I were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I'd still say nah. No. It just doesn't quite
Right.
It doesn't make it.
I just feel like, I don't know. That relationship always sucked. That's a big part of it. Is like Dylan and Marco has sucked for a long time.
They really have.
And so it's not some big betrayal. Like it is, obviously Marco feels betrayed, but like I as a viewer don't really feel the gut punch. Like I feel for Marco. And Marco also annoys me a lot of the time, I'm realizing.
Yes.
Like whenever it's a Marco plot, not whenever, like he doesn't annoy me in Pride, but like
Marco has annoyed me with his plots a little bit more. I think his tones can get a little bit whiny.
He's whiny and like, yeah, there's this like helplessness that almost feels like weaponized incompetence, and like it's not that unless the incompetence is like weaponized against himself.
Yeah. No, it's like his plots are not always the strongest. I think this is probably one of the stronger ones for me. I like start to finish his reaction as a like gay teenager starting like in his first relationship, wanting to make it work. He's dating the guy of his dreams. He walks in on his, like I believe every like phase of this
I hope
episode.
Marco figured his shit out because we never really see Marco in a healthy relationship.
It's really Dylan.
It's right. Dylan's the only like solid relationship that he has. And then he has these small relationships that aren't healthy.
That are either plots or aren't healthy. Or both.
Right.
He can never really just be with someone to be with someone like that.
I mean, honestly, even for as much as we see Dylan, I feel like Dylan only barely really crosses the line from plot device into character. We don't. Dylan's very one-dimensional. I wish he'd fall in the black hole, but we don't have a black hole this episode. We have more Dylan Michael Chuck to come.
And I wish that there wasn't so much more, but the thing is, there is. Unfortunately, guys, this is not. Apparently, gay guys can only have one relationship. Um, but yeah, so Dylan Michael Chuck will see your blonde ass again.
We shall. So thanks for listening to your mom's podcast. Join us next week for Manny and Paige Round 2 in West End Girls. This episode of Your Mom's Podcast was made possible in part by Ryan's Planet, Poor Impulse Control, and support from listeners like you. Okay, I have to go walk my dog. I love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. We'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon subscribers. Tay,
Evie Piscini,
Miranda Bickers,
and Octavia Faith.
And a special thanks to our TiddySnake producers,
Alyka Fenderson,
Corrie Newton,
Tawny Marie,
and Brandi Tucker.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Ew, I hate how I said thank you. Thank you.
If you'd like to further support our show, you can find us on TikTok and Facebook as Your Mom's Padcast. We also have a Facebook group of the same name. And you can find us on Instagram at YMPadcast. Your Mom's Padcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscriptions and reviews are another great free way to support us. However, if you're interested in supporting us in not free ways, we have a lot of great bonus content on our Patreon, and some great merch at our shop, which can be found at your-moms-padcast-shop.fourthwall.com. And remember, that's Padcast. P-A-H-D-C-A-S-T. Thank you.